Hey everybody, this is Lori Ann from Paradox Report, aka Paradox Astrology, aka Celestial Path. But I think we're going to stick with Paradox Report. So today, I figure I did my minute readings for the week with on Instagram. I've already done my monthlies for every sign. And so I was thinking today to do a video on the difference between fire signs, right? So, and I'm sorry about the noise in the background. It's not beyond my control. So, all right. So we have Aries, we have Leo, and we have Sagittarius. So we have the cardinal sign, the fixed, and the mutable. All right. So when we talk about Aries, Aries is all about initiation. So maybe we should talk about what the similarities are. I guess I'll just roll with it. So with Aries, Aries is the initiator. Aries is that fire within. It's that drive. It's that passion. If you're ever around somebody who has a lot of planets in Aries, not necessarily just, I want to say somebody that has an Aries rising, you got to understand something about the ascendant being in Aries. There is a lot of energy there. It's a very intense energy. Aries sun, that can waver. I got a homegirl, Kassane, which you'll hear me talk a lot about. By the way, Kassane does Reiki, and she does distance healing as well. So K-E-S-A-I-N-E, Kassane. You can Google her or find her page on Facebook. But she's an Aries. And so she has a water moon, all right? And then she has an earth ascendant. So she's a little, I want to say she's more like slow to get upset. It takes her longer to get upset, right? But again, I was talking about the ascendant. You'll notice with those that have an Aries ascendant have a lot of energy and they're very intense. A little more so than just an Aries sun sign, right? I know a Taurus dude that's got like his Mars, his Venus, his Mercury all in Aries. Poor thing. He's like, he doesn't even understand. You ever seen Clifford the Big Red Dog? He's a lot like Clifford. He doesn't know his strength and his weight, literally, on others. But nevertheless, so when we have Aries, yeah, Aries has its good qualities in fire because we'll initiate versus when we come down to a Leo. Now, people like to say, or astrologers, everybody likes to say, oh, Leo is center stage. My mom is a Leo. I'm Leo North Node. Not like I'm a Leo sun, but my uncle's, one of my favorite uncles is a Leo. One of my favorite best homegirls, one of my really besties, she's a Leo sun sign. And so I can say about Leos, when it comes to conversation, when it comes to things that they know beyond the shadow of a doubt, when it comes to things that they are good at or knowledgeable of, they're going to argue you tooth and nail about that. They're intense about that. They initiate plans, but in a different way. While Aries, I know it's really getting on my nerves, the strapless, but whatever right now. So, Leo will initiate, but they're more so, and I'm more so talking about the females, but Leo females will initiate where they need to, whether it be a job, a career. They might initiate conversation, you know, with people that they are familiar with, but let's not get it twisted. People always want to put Leo on Front Street, like Leo likes to be on camera and shit like that. That's not necessarily so about Leos, because the Leos that I'm thinking about would rather not. They want to be known for their brilliance, but they don't necessarily want to be center stage. But I do see where a lot of Leo moons, Leo risings, where, you know what, they're actually built for the stage type shit. But what they have in common, and then whatever, you know, a Leo is fixed. So once Leo makes up their mind, that's pretty much it. They're gung-ho. And trust, my mom is a Leo. So once she makes up her mind, that's pretty much it. Now, when it comes to, I'll come back to Leo men. I want to touch on Sag. Sagittarius. I love Sagittarius. Sagittarius, very much like, let me tell you something about all three. Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius are all fantastic friends. They are the best friends that you could ever have. You want somebody to have your back, you don't even have to ask the question when it comes down to a fire sign. Because a fire sign, here's one thing about us is that you'll never get it twisted. You'll never be confused on whether we like you or not. Either we fuck with you or we don't. So, Sagittarius, I love my fiery Sagittarius. They like to drink, they like to party, they are the life of the party, they're mutable. So this is why I believe that they have so many different types of friends and so many friends. I mean, I bet you, if you know a Sagittarius, they're the busiest motherfucker you know this summer. You know what I mean? They have parties, and if they're not throwing a party for themselves or their children or someone else or their godchildren, they are going to everybody's parties. So Sagittarius will initiate, not the females, they'll initiate where they have to, but again, it's more on some low shit. It's not as evident and obvious as the Aries. Aries is like in your face. You know what I'm saying? We're going to tell you straight up what we want. Sagittarius females got a roundabout way of going for theirs. Sagittarius men, in your face like an Aries. Very intense. And what I notice is, now, Leo women and Sagittarius men, they have a thing. They really have a thing. I don't get Sagittarius coming for me. And I'm glad that I don't. I don't mind, you know, individuals. You know, I don't just label people by their sun sign. But I know that there's going to be a certain energy there, right? So I guess that's why the universe doesn't really send me Sagittarius men. My dad was a Sagittarius, God rest his soul. My mom is a Leo. She's still living. And I'm an Aries. So you got all fire right there. So with Sagittarius, they're very impulsive. Like, when we talk about another difference, Leo women, what will happen with Leo women is they love Sagittarius, right? Because that Sagittarius is like all of that energy, all of that impulse, all of that gusto that the Leo woman is not necessarily going to exude, right? Now, it's in there, but you know, they may only show it in front of certain people. But Leo women are like the bookworms of the zodiac. They're kind of like, you know, they kind of have their schedule. They're fixed. So they have their way of methodically doing things. So when they get with Sagittarius men, what happens is that the Sagittarius man can drive the fucking Leo woman crazy and vice versa. Being that the Leo woman is just so like, whatever, nigga, type shit, that drives the Sagittarius crazy, because the Sagittarius likes things grandiose, ruled by Jupiter. He wants a reaction, you know what I mean? And the Leo woman is just like, you know what? I am a lioness. I'm on my throne. Like, I don't really have time to go into that. But the Sag will keep picking at the Leo until they get a response from them. Because for Sag and for a lot of fire signs, more so Aries and Sag, an action from you dictates that you give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? We need to be able to read. We got to be able to... Actions allow us to read the individual, right? And Leo is really good at not showing their emotions like that. I don't even think that it's on purpose. I think that Leo women are just like that. Now, so that's a Leo with the Sag male. As far as when you have, I'm sorry, I'm looking at my little ugly broken nail here. When we have Leo men, I love Leo men, and Leo men tend to gravitate toward Aries women. I love Leos. My longest relationship of all of 3.5 years was with a Leo. Oddly enough, I think his moon is in Libra, if I'm not mistaken. I don't really remember. But yeah, so Leo and Aries have a thing. Me and my uncle, who is a Leo, we're very tight, and I believe that is very well maybe because the Leo can trust the Aries. They know that they can trust the Aries. They know that the Aries is going to be very honest, the Leo male. The Aries loves the Leo, undoubtedly, because the Leo always brings to the table, both male and females, the Leos are always going to bring to the table what it is, not what Aries wants to hear, but what Aries needs to hear, right? No matter what. When we have Aries and Sagittarius in a friendship, when we have them in a friend, you know what I was just thinking, sidebar, a lot of Sag and Sag relationships. Sag and Sag, Cap and Cap, Cancer and Cancer, Libra and Libra. Do what you will with that. A lot of them, you know, they date each other. But, yeah. So when you get to Sagittarius and Aries, it's very much like a brother and sister type kinship situation. There is a certain love there. There is a certain knowing, you know. It's a certain just knowing one another, I feel, when you meet Sagittarius. I've had close Sagittarius male friends growing up, and then I have a very close Sagittarius homegirl. And I can say that we are alike in the ways of, we love to laugh, we love to have fun, we like when we go out, we like to dress, we like to, you know, we focus on our outfit like weeks or months in advance. But the difference, like me, I'm a double Aries with the Virgo moon. I could care less how I look when I go to the motherfucking store. I really don't give a shit. Sag might be a little more concerned about how they look when they go to the store, but then again, maybe not. But the Sagittarius out parties the Aries any day. But we're on the same wavelength as far as we love to talk, we love to chat, we love to have friends, we love good food, we're good-natured, always have each other's back no matter what. Sag and Aries can not be around each other for weeks, months, years, and they get back together, and it was like there was never any distance between them. So that's Aries and Sag. Sag and Leo, as I said, I'm trying to think. Sag women, I love Sag women. I noticed that Sagittarius women are very different though. Like and again, you're going to be different according to your rising sign, your moon sign, or what have you, your entire chart. But what I do notice is that I got a homegirl who's December 2nd. I got a homegirl who is December 1st, or another one on the 2nd or the 4th. Then I got another one, I can't remember her exact birthday, my homegirl Charlena. All three of those individuals are different breeds, I tell you. I think I think Charlena has like a Virgo moon, or a Virgo rising. But what I can say about all three of them is that they are hard, diligent workers. Sort of like what you get with Taurus, in the sense of they will be at a job and they will stay at that job type shit. They do not tolerate bullshit. They don't tolerate bullshit in relation. Let me tell you, you can meet an ugly ass Sagittarius female. She could be ugly as hell, or she could be whatever. She will drop a nigga real quick. They don't go for the bullshit at all. At all. They will cut a nigga off. They might deal with the nigga afterwards after 6 months or what have you. Maybe after a year, yeah, they'll kick it with that person or whatever. But they have their fucking fallback game is serious. Yeah, so Sagittarius females, and they're not so much going to initiate. They're not really going to be, they might, but they're going to do it more on some low shit, on some smooth shit. Like, they might say something to you if they see you, they might say it on the low. Whereas the Aries, like, one thing about Aries and Leo, Sag doesn't go as hard for it though. Anything that an Aries or a Leo wants, we get. Like, hands down, end of story. And maybe I shouldn't be divulging that secret, but it's very true. Whatever the Aries or the Leo wants, we get. And if Sag does too, but it's just that the Sag men tend to go harder for it. It's more surface. So, so where was I going with that? I was saying Sag women, yeah, how their fallback game is strong. Whereas in Aries will fuck with you. You know what I'm saying? Aries will fuck with you. Aries is very forgiving. But once Aries is done, we're done. And it's really hard to get back. Like, we'll always be cool with you. You know what I'm saying? But it's kind of hard to get back in our good graces. It doesn't, but there is a way to. You know what I'm saying? So, but nevertheless, kind of like when we're done, we're done. Leo's fallback game, you wouldn't even know that they was falling back. Leo will just disappear on your ass real quick. Leo will get up and fucking move. I'm sorry, I'm trying to talk over Brooklyn in the background. Leo will up and dip on your ass real quick. Or they're good ones at cutting you off though, but they'll kind of give you a signal. I mean, they may not give you a signal. Sag will give you a signal more often than not. Aries kind of wears everything on their sleeve, so you'll always know what to expect. You may not believe it from the Aries, because the Aries will keep talking shit, but it's when the Aries is quiet is when you need to really fucking pay attention, because that's when we're absolutely done, or we're just really on some shit at that point. So that's, we have Aries, Leo, and Sag. So again, so did I say Leo men? Leo men are excellent in relationships. I don't know a lot of Aries men. My father's father was an Aries. I don't know too many Aries men at all. So I can't really speak for Aries men. But what I can say is that there's a certain level of intensity that that comes with any Aries. We are warriors, definitely, and I think that each one is a warrior in their own right. The Sag, the Leo, and the Aries. I mean, Aries is about initiation, Leo is about that follow through, and Sagittarius is taking it as it comes. You know what I'm saying? So if that makes sense. Sag is not necessarily an initiator. Sag male and female will initiate ideas all day. And I guess that comes from being ruled by Jupiter and being wise. You know what's really great about the Sagittarius too? When I was doing Paradox Report, when we were doing trending topics, I have a Leo and a Sag and a Scorpio. Scorpio always had amazing ideas, but we're talking about fire signs. Sagittarius always has some real funny ass ideas, or like segment ideas, or just like shows that we should watch, that sort of thing. They always have an idea. They may not necessarily move forward with it. A Leo is going to give you the recipe of how you stay relevant. For example, my mom is the one who she didn't help with the actual name, but she was giving me insiders of how, like, and my mom is a Leo, so she was just, you know, saying, yeah, just give me certain pointers, basically. And they know how to make things last. Leo is definitely a winner, because the Leo is more, out of all the fire signs, the Leo is the most reserved. Leo is the most reserved. Leo has that pullback. Leo thinks 2, 3, 4 times before they do something. Yeah. And the thing about Leos is that Leos are they're quite amazing. But what happens with Leos is that they'll have these amazing ideas, they'll have amazing gifts, and they'll doubt themselves. They'll be like, I know, it's the strapless. They'll be like, no, I don't think that idea is good enough, or, you know what I'm saying? Or they just tuck it away. You know, you kind of got to pull things out of the Leo. They're so great, but I feel like they have stage fright. Everybody wants to put Leo on stage, but Leo was like, no, like, I don't want to be front and center. And as I said, maybe Leo rising, Leo moon, but, you know, that's different. Aries wants to initiate. Aries knows their place, though. You know what I'm saying? You might have some Aries who want to overstep their bounds, but Aries knows their place. You know, if Aries is not 100% great at something, they don't want to do it. Most of the time, we don't want to do it. And if we do it, we play our position. But we stay with goals, ideas. But the thing about an Aries is, a lot of the time, it's good for Aries to have a team, even if it's not a team that's actually working with them on on any particular project. But Aries definitely needs people to bounce ideas off of, because Aries has so much shit going on in their head at any given time. So yeah, we need that. Sagittarius, a lot of times they need advice a lot of the time in their relationships. I notice Sagittarius will always hit you with some shit about their relationships, or you know, how they can, you know, ways that they can get ahead. Because Sagittarius is just like, they're kind of comfortable. They're kind of comfortable with like I don't want to say basic, but with like, you know, easy breezy lives type shit. But there's a gift there. Same thing with Leo, but I don't think Leo is comfortable with not utilizing the gift. I think that Leo just obsesses about whether they're good enough to carry out the gift, and they are. Aries, on the other hand, Aries, we're all over the place. We're all over the place. We start, we don't finish, we finish, we don't start. But Aries definitely needs follow through. And with a Leo on the team, or a Leo that you can touch base with, that is really going to help the Aries. Having a Sag as a friend will always keep you grounded. But about all three, like I said, you don't want to piss any one of us off, though. You don't want to piss off an Aries, a Sag, or a Leo. A Leo is going to backhand you with some shit. You may not necessarily see it up front. A Leo man, on the other hand, you get them hype enough, they're going to take forever to calm down. Aries, male and female, do not get us upset. We do not want to get upset. We get upset over little things already. Like, if you take too long in front of us, if you're walking too slow in front of us on the sidewalk or in the fucking mall or anything like that. If you leave with my key and I left my key for you. You know, I had that happen today with my son. Then I had to wait for him. Aries already get upset about little shit. I'm a double Aries. Thank God I don't have any other planets in Aries. Thank God my Mars is in Leo. And my moon is in Virgo, and my stellium. But you do not want to piss off an Aries, because what happens is, see, another thing is, people will be like, oh, the Aries did X, Y, and Z, but they never saw what the other motherfucker did to set the Aries off, right? When you get an Aries upset, you better watch it. We don't necessarily break things. We want to break faces. We want to actually grab the individual or whomever it is and flip out. And then once we are all the way on 100, it's very hard for us to calm down, like physically. And I even asked my Leo homegirl one day, I was like, when you have to wait for something, you don't get like that hot, fiery feeling in your chest, like your heart is on fire? She was like, no. I was like, oh wow, I thought all fire signs got that shit. No. So I doubt it's just me. It's very hard for the Aries to calm down. Leo, they get excited, but they know how to bring it back down. Sagittarius, oh God. Sagittarius, they're gonna drink it off. Whatever it is, they'll just drink it off or smoke it off or whatever. But they kind of have, yeah, they'll have some wine or whatever to calm down. But they get riled up too. Once they get amped up or whatever, it takes a minute for them to calm down. So I kind of guess that's what we kind of all have in common. But the Leo is the most relaxed out of all three fire signs. The little fixed sign, it's fixated on what it does, what it is, who it is. It's fixating on achieving its goals, being the king of the jungle. I really respect Leos. I have a great love for Leos. My North Node is in Leo. My mom and my dad's North Nodes are both in Leo, so I think that that's really interesting. And again, my dad is no longer here, but I find it very interesting that all of us have that North Node in Leo. South Node of being Aquarius. I was going to make a comment, but that's a whole nother video for a whole nother day. Alright, so I think that is it. I hope you enjoyed the video on Leo, Aries, and Sagittarius. And please feel free to comment below. Bye.